An aviation expert is pointing to some key findings in the recently released report from the NTSB on the Dallas Air Show crash.
Yeah, one of the key findings from the NTSB is that a group of historic fighter planes was told to fly ahead of a formation of bombers without any prior plan for coordinating altitude. Fox 4's David Sintendry talked with a retired military and commercial airplane pilot about that information and joins us now with some analysis. David.
Yeah, Heather and Steve, there were 6 people who were killed in the crash, all pilots and crew members. Now, following the release of this report, one aviation expert says there was a plan that was supposed to be in place that could have prevented this, but it was absent. A preliminary NTSB report reveals what may have led to the deadly mid-air collision at the Commemorative Air Force's Wings Over Dallas Air Show last month at Dallas Executive Airport.
Well, first, it answered some questions, which raised further questions.
Retired Air Force and American Airlines pilot Chris Mano, who's not connected to the investigation, highlights his major takeaway from the report. There were no altitude deconflictions briefed before the flight or while the airplanes were in the air.
So they did not prepare for the eventuality of having 2 aircraft at the same altitude in the same airspace. That's a problem.
The NTSB says a total of 8 planes were flying in 2 separate formations when the air boss directed both formations toward the show line.
However, they had intersecting flight paths, and there was no provision made to say we will not be at the same altitude.
A smaller Bell P-63F King Cobra collided with a Boeing B-17G Flying Fortress. The Commemorative Air Force says its show was approved by the FAA. Mano says these FAA approvals, however, are typically given with a clear understanding.
And that understanding would have to be that they had procedures in effect to make sure that no aircraft come in contact or intersecting flight path at the same altitude with another aircraft, but that didn't happen.
The NTSB says it's still early in its investigation. It has not released an analysis or conclusion. A full report could take 12 to 18 months. Mano believes there's likely blame on the air show and the FAA for allowing it.
Well, the main thing is to maintain separation and know where all aircraft of the formation are. And if you don't know where they are, then we have to have a deconfliction plan saying, well, I'm going to 5,000 feet. I know they're at 2,000 and we'll sort this out. But this is a deconfliction plan that the NTSB said was never made before or during the show.
3 days after the crash, Fox 4 initiated an open records request with the FAA for all necessary permits approved for the air show. The FAA says it's working on the request, but so far it's failed to provide a time frame of completion.
But they were supposed to have done due diligence, and the NTSB says it was not done.
The Commemorative Air Force, which put on that air show, maintains that it will not be releasing any further public statements until the full report is finished. And again, as we mentioned in the story, that could be anywhere from 12 to 18 months from now.